What is going on, everybody? My name is Franco Maldonado. I am the host of Wrestle Craze United Podcast, and today we have a great guest coming on, and I'm also repping his shirt as well. Out of NorCal, who rules?
The man
Julz
who
rules.
rules.
Julz Rafael, what's going on, bro?
Thank you, brother, for having me. Appreciate your time. Just appreciate your patience for wanting to schedule this, man. And then I know we wanted to figure out a date and a time, but we got outside life and factors, and obviously I wrestle. So
Yeah,
just glad we're able to get this going. And just thank you for having me, and really love you rocking the merch, man. I appreciate that a lot.
absolutely. And hey, likewise, I can relate. I've had a busy month, so I haven't had much time to do a lot of things. So, Julz, I'm going to start off is I always like to tell the story how I discover a wrestler that's coming on my show.
Mhm.
So, Jules, you came on my radar the start of 2025. So
Okay.
I went to Atwater for Fighting Spirit Pro.
Oh.
You came, yep, yep.
That was before you continue on with that. That was literally my second match. That was only my
Really?
second. Yeah, that Atwater show in particular, that was my second match, like after debuting. So,
Oh,
fun fact now.
okay. Now it is a fact. Fun fact. Not
Continue though.
gonna.
I just wanted to mention that, but continue, bro.
No, you're good, dude. All right, so you came on my radar when I went to Fighting Spirit Pro's Atwater show the first week of 2025.
Hmm.
You came out during a student showcase match, and it was you, the Gator Boys, JT Thorne, Bishop Dorian, and then I forgot who the other guy's name
The
is.
Boogie Woogie Man, Low Devereaux.
Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, so you guys were the opening match, and when I heard student showcase, I'm like, oh, okay, we got some rookies, and you were the one that kind of got my eye on because you're like, damn, you're tatted as a lot.
I got called. Someone yelled out "string bean" in that crowd. Someone called me a string bean in that crowd, and that for sure became a thing for me at the locker room. So,
Oh wow, not the best nickname to get, right?
I mean, I am skinny as hell, so I mean, I get it, and it comes with it. But what else can you do?
Okay, yeah. So true. But after that, you started coming back up when I saw you got put on the card for West Coast Pro in December, and I was at that show.
Oh, really? The one with
Yeah,
me and Andrew?
yes,
Well, appreciate
yeah,
you for being there as well, bro. That one was that match alone and that day alone was like kind of coming up on my 1 year anniversary since I made my debut. It was
yeah.
like 2 days before, but kind of being able to have a spot on a West Coast Pro card even for their title, like
Hmm.
I took that as a big deal. Um,
Yeah.
so being able to just be on their platform, their product, and just being able to just have a match on their main card and obviously challenge for a title. And I'm very familiar with Andrew Cass way before that match even happened. Excuse me.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was like a pretty much like a big match coming up on like my 1 year anniversary.
And that was a good way to play, especially being in one of the biggest independent companies right now in California at the moment, and probably West Coast.
For sure in NorCal, I know there's a lot of big time promotions in NorCal
Yeah,
and in SoCal and California in general.
yep.
But for sure, West Coast is like they are the bigger platform to get the eyes and ears. They have the streaming services, and they obviously bring in the bigger name talent of the indies elsewhere.
Hmm.
So just being able to just be alongside that card or if associated with them for that in general. I mean, I've been able to go back to do some West Coast stuff too, but since then, but like just going into that show alone, like it was a big deal for me. Like I didn't care if I lost. I mean, I wanted to win the belt, but
Yeah.
obviously that wasn't the result. But just being able to be a part of that was such a big deal for me. And thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that again. That you were there also. Like I really appreciate that because like that one alone was like a milestone for me. So
Yeah, definitely, dude. Hey, You're welcome. So next thing I want to do is I always like to give everybody. It's always the standard question. It is, when did you discover pro wrestling? How old were you when you found it? Like, did somebody show it to you, a family member, a friend, or did you find it on your own?
Uh, let's see. What my mom has always told me how I got into it is that I was like 3 years old, maybe four.
Oh wow, very young.
Apparently I was a crybaby that I would keep crying because I used to love basketball, and when basketball wasn't on, my uncle was the wrestling fan. So when he would put it on, apparently my mom told me that as soon as he put it on for me, I shut it up and stopped crying instantly. Right? So that I hear that story a lot. So I just remember for sure tuning into like certain like Raw and SmackDown episodes in like the early 2000s, like 2000, 2001. I try to remember visually from that era, but around like 5 years old is when I started to remember everything and like being in tune with like everything that was going on at the time. And this was like mid, early mid of the Ruthless Aggression era. So like that whole 2002 to 2004 stuff was when I was really catching my memory of everything wrestling related, like not just what I saw on TV, but like, playing with the toys, playing with the video games, and like looking at the magazines and like, little accessory stuff like the training cards and stuff. That's when I started really gravitating towards like, okay, I really like wrestling. But like by 7 years old, dude, like 2004 is when I really started to like figure out who I liked, the
Mhm.
matches and styles that I liked, and um, obviously I was only 7. I didn't know anything about old, like I knew about WCW, but like there's some things and key stuff and like ECW stuff that I wasn't aware of, and like I kind of had to go out of my way a lot, like on the old YouTube back in the day, the old Daily Motion sites, or I'll go buy the old collectors DVDs of like certain wrestlers, and they'll have like their older like matches from like decades before they even made it in their prime in WWE or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, so like I for sure by 7 years old, I was already trying to like go back in time to trying to watch everything and see what I liked, and I thought I liked what I thought was popping and all this other stuff. So I didn't get to grow up with WCW live. I was born when it was going on, but for sure going back in time was like a way of like trying to really catch up to how everything made in place at it currently. Um, so by 7, dude, I was pretty much like up to date with everything currently. And then
Wow.
I'm still a fan. Like as you can tell, I'm wearing a Dominic Mysterio shirt.
Yeah,
So
I could see that.
so like I'm very in tune with everything. But by 7 years old, dude, is when I was like, all right, I really love wrestling. I'm aware of like all the big name characters and big key matches and pay-per-views and stuff. So yeah, by 7, dude, I was like already like I made up my mind. Like I like this a lot.
Nice. And, so you just continued on till you're currently at the moment, or did you ever had a phase moment? Like, because I know everyone that's been a wrestling fan as a kid has always had a
Hmm.
phase, and I've had my phase in high school that I didn't watch it that much, and I came back when I started college and all that.
Yeah.
Like, did you ever had that a phase or anything like that?
No, because even through like elementary, middle school, and high school, like I always watched it. Um,
Oh, okay.
like it was kind of hard to say you were a wrestling fan in like the 2010s because like the PG era wasn't as poppin' as the Ruthless Aggression era was or Attitude era,
Oh,
and
yeah.
understandably so. But I was still tuned into everything, watching everything, trying to watch pay-per-views, buying DVDs and stuff, buying the merch at that time. Like I was in
Yeah.
tune with everything. Um, but it was for sure not a time period to be like you had to find like a certain friend that kind of like liked it as well. But
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, like no, from where I grew up, no one really cared about wrestling. Like I had, like I said, a handful of friends, but like they weren't really as much in love with it as I am, or as much as a mark of it as I am. Um, but definitely the 2010s, like that PG era, like that's when it was kind of like a difficult time to say you're a wrestling fan or like say you still watched it
Oh, yeah.
because that's when everyone was like, "Oh, this shit's fake," and blah blah blah. Like by then I was starting to like figure out exactly what made it, but at the same time, it's like I just didn't care. And then that just I honestly got tired of watching the same stuff on TV every week. So like thankfully I discovered like other wrestling promotions like Ring of Honor, TNA, and um like PWG. Like those are like the other main like top indie promotions that were running. Even though TNA was a bigger named one, but you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like I was able to experience the different alternatives at that time because I'm aware how that was for WCW back in the day. But
exactly.
now that I'm in my actual groove and like my own currently, like I was able to actually venture out. Like there were some folks that cared about TNA, but trust me, dude, like I was diehard TNA and I still am. I'm like still diehard wrestling everything, but
Yeah.
um the one time I will say I got ever burnt out from being a fan of wrestling, it was probably like um the year after COVID. It was like 2021.
Um,
I went I went to SummerSlam. I went to SummerSlam in Vegas that year, and I was just like, okay, this is great. This is gonna be a great. This is a stadium show. Fans are back. You know, this is what wrestling needs.
yeah.
And I went, and it was all right event and an all right trip. But like after that show, I was like, I need to give myself a break, man. Like I'm over here tuned in about every rumor and detail and matches and who's gonna win the belt next, who's gonna challenge this, and this guy should have won this. Like I was so involved with like being that kind of mark and fan, and like around that time, I was like, I'm really burnt out. Like I gotta
So
take
yeah,
it easy. But I would say that I wouldn't say I necessarily took a break from it, but even then, I was like, okay, I'm not as tuned in with stuff right now as I
yeah.
would normally say I am.
I understand. And then like, what's crazy? Like last month was the first time I ever went to a mainstream event since 2022, and
Hmm.
I went to Forbidden Door in San Jose,
How was that?
and oh, that was phenomenal. But I honestly, that was the one time I'm actually excited, other than my first ever time that I went to a mainstream event back in '09, that I had any fun.
Hmm.
Because like
Yeah,
oh, sorry, I don't mean to cut you
go ahead.
off.
You're okay, brother.
So I took my brother with me, and because I have two brothers, and this is my younger brother who's like 4 years younger than me. Because when
Mm.
I told you earlier off air that special needs, he's 16 years younger than me.
Right.
So he was a little skeptic to go because the last time he went to a mainstream event, he hates this one so much. He went to Hell in a Cell 2019 in Sacramento. Yeah, yeah, that's why he hated it.
Yeah,
He really
that one.
hated it so
That one
much.
will do. That one alone will. Can I curse on here?
Definitely.
That one will fucking do it. Like that that show in general, man. Like I was there for that too because
Oh,
I got those tickets as a birthday gift, and I was so excited. It's like I could see Hell in a Cell. They're coming to Sacramento. This is gonna be great. And like the first two matches were great. The women's cell match was great. The tornado tag match was probably my favorite match on that card. But man, they literally had it right there with the whole Fiend and Rollins stuff, and then they just decided to just go completely south, and it just went garbage shit, and it just oh man, like they literally had the fucking crowd in their hands when they had the Fiend almost about to win it, and then
yeah.
I get
And
it. Yeah,
uh, I,
there's
I don't know why they called it a disqualification in a Hell in a Cell match. Come on.
no, just no. We don't no, just no. Who the hell does that? Why? Just no. There was no need for it.
I was
It's
watching it on my TV and people were chanting AEW and they were just barely coming in.
yeah, that's ugh.
Nah, I get you.
Yeah. I feel your brother's pain on that one, man.
Yeah, and he was like he got excited after the show was over, so he got his love back going to a big show like that.
Well, I'm glad to hear that because definitely that show alone was not a good one. I remember I was with the mother of my kids at the time. She was with me. And
Oh, okay.
even then she was like not a big wrestling head, but obviously she's aware of it because of me. But then she was like, "Yeah, that was bullshit. Yeah, that was bullshit." And then they literally had the chance to restart the match, and they just simply didn't. They just ended the show, and
Yeah, I could tell people were disappointed.
the red lighting enough was already like a head scratcher. I was like, are we like watching a Kane match from '97 when he debuted again? Like, is this what's going on?" But I get the feeling they were trying to add on to the Fiend, but like it just it made it too outlandish for him, and it just the booking didn't make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the way to protect Rollins not winning, not dropping it, I guess, but just the way it went about, it just didn't make sense, and it just looked everything just foolish. The super spamming of the stomps is like, and no selling it, and then just getting back up, like yeah,
Yeah, it was just bad, and like I'm not gonna lie, I haven't paid attention to WWE since not this WrestleMania, the last WrestleMania. That's where I stopped completely, like ever paying
and
attention.
yeah, last year's in particular alone, like because 2024, that was like a good premiere for them, like for this current era of them, right?
Hmm.
Like when Cody won, like finished the story, him with the belt, and
Yeah.
Punk and McIntyre, like that little era that they just recently had, that was a prime year for them, like in my opinion. So when they were going into 2025, like they did Rumble and Elimination Chamber, those were great shows for them, even though fucking Jey Uso won it.
Yeah.
Despite that, like they
Yeah.
were on their roll, like they were on their stride. But going into Mania, it was like, all right, this is gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
And then it was a mid-average Mania, but just the fact that how that main event with Cena and Cody ended, and the whole Travis Scott stuff, like none of that was needed. It just left a
Yeah.
sour taste at the end of the show. Yes, Cena got the moment and the 17 wins,
Hmm.
but there's that asterisk right there with fucking with Travis in there. So it's like
Yeah.
it's not
But it
it
didn't feel like an actual one.
yeah, it just like I said, it left a sour taste in the mouth. So like everything leading up into all anything last year was like, why should I care about what you guys are promoting? Like nothing made it seem must see. Like yes, it got seen a heel run, but like
I know what
yeah,
you mean. It's just
they
like,
didn't they didn't hit all their they didn't hit all the strides of where they thought they were at. And they had some filler key stuff in between them, but at the same time, it just wasn't. They had it and they just simply dropped it, and they thought they still had it, but in my opinion, it was like trying to get back up, and then they're like, "Oh no, we're gonna bring it back down."
yeah. I mean, if I'm gonna, can I give an opinion on that WrestleMania?
But
I just thought the triple threat matches from night one and two were the only good matches in that entire
mhm.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, and I agree with you 100%. Like like there was other key like what other match that I like. I I dug the four way with Dom won IC title. Um,
Hmm.
Drew and Damian had a fun little brawl in the street fight. Surprisingly, Jade and Naomi had a great singles women's match. Like even though it wasn't like for the belt or nothing, it was kind
Yeah,
of much seen as like a lower end match. But I actually that's mind you, I'm wrestling by this time, so like my whole philosophy of watching shows is
yeah,
so different. So when I was watching that match, I was like, I thought this was gonna be a stinker, and it wasn't. So like I'm able
yeah.
to kind of differentiate that now than being like I'm obviously gonna be a fucking fan no matter what,
Of
but
course.
I for sure had to study everything so much differently. And but there was some key stuff that I enjoyed, but for sure on the bigger end stuff like the Cena Cody stuff and all the other title matches and stuff, like it all depended. Like that's why I said it was a very mid-average mania, but
Yeah, because like a few of
they
my
made it.
friends.
I'm sorry, I just want to add on. They made up for it
Yeah,
this year. Like even though night one wasn't really that good, but night two from this year's kind of made up from all that
yeah.
shit.
Like I didn't. I mean, obviously, I didn't go to Vegas. My friends did, but they honestly were more entertained being at the independent shows and during like WrestleMania week because they felt it was more funner. Like,
Yeah,
because like because the matches were good, the spots were good, or like they get the good wrestling fan interactions. Even though like this
More
year's
affordable.
that too, but some of them had to spend like almost probably more than 2 months of their rent for credit cards.
I mean, more affordable for the indie shows more than Mania tickets.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless you guys were all hitting up every single independent show, but
Oh,
for sure.
that was a few of them.
No, that will for sure add up, especially when they're running day by day, week to week, and sometimes
Yeah.
numerous shows on the same block. So, but
Oh,
definitely there's a lot more freedom than as opposed to always going to the bigger shows.
yeah. I mean, the only thing one of my buddies was telling me like he actually witnessed that Elena Black incident where he like she like written exposed the guy that like
Touching
touched her
her.
and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I found then like 20 more incidents happened that WrestleMania week, and I'm like, guys, come on, man, you guys are grown adults, you're not children, come on.
Yeah, that would just some people just simply don't get it.
Yeah, because like I had Cairo on, and I asked his opinion since he worked WrestleMania week, and I had Hardcore who also worked WrestleMania week. I asked what their opinions were, and they
Mm,
thought it was going too far. And the thing they didn't like is like waiting by the airport or the hotels. I'm like, come on, guys, they're just tired. They're lagged. They want to like relax. Like
mm.
let them be.
As much as that, like, trust me, like as much as we all admire all, this is to any of the audiences that is listening to.
Yeah.
Um, but if you are a fan of any like wrestler, it doesn't matter if they're on TV, it doesn't matter if they're independent wrestlers, like
Mhm.
we're all human. So definitely personal space is a thing. So like
100%.
like if you're just like a fan and like coming off as a heckler and be like, oh, hey, look, it's Rhea Ripley, take a picture with me. Like Rhea Ripley doesn't have to take a picture with you. Like you know what I mean? Like don't
Yeah.
make it unknown like into the sea of people like, oh my God, is that Rhea Ripley? And then you have a whole swarm of people are just no way, like
Yeah.
it's her. Like there, I just seen a clip this morning of a guy trying to approach Jacob Fatu. And he was
Oh,
like, I'm talking with my son. And he's like, can I get a picture? He's like, no, but I'm just talking with my son. Just like kind of gave him like the
yeah.
quick, you know.
Yeah. I
So,
mean,
but
come
like,
on.
just kind of, I mean, he said sorry about that. Just thank you for your time. And like, if it's interactions like that, that's understandable. But still, when the wrestler says like, oh, I need time, or I'm not ready, or if he's literally preoccupied with an important person to them, it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's not the time. So, just fans like I said, audience listening, fans, just respect the wrestler's time and space. I'm not no big star or anything to be seeing it, but like when you really see stories of it pop off online, it's like this personal space, man. It's like respect the space and time because jet lag is a thing, travel is a thing, travel fatigue, um, or obviously delays too. That plays into factors of like
Oh, yeah.
a person's mindset of like, oh, I'm supposed to be at my show on time and I'm like late or I won't even make it. Like
Yeah.
everyone has their own things. Like this just doesn't get documented or they don't put out their personal stuff like that. So just please respect everyone's time and space, guys. It doesn't matter how big or small the wrestlers are.
Yeah, you're right. And when you said about jet lag, delays, dude, I can relate to that for the last 4 years because I've traveled to Europe 4 times and I've been to 18 countries out there in Europe and I've dealt with delays. I've dealt with long ass flights that were like double digit hours and it sucks and I'm so tired all the time.
Sorry, I'm trying to make
So,
sure my thing is staying still,
oh, okay, no worries.
but I'm listening. You're good.
Now, and like, there's times like, because I went to Europe because my ex used to live in Europe and I would always be like, I don't want to go on. I just really want to lay down and just relax because those 11-hour flights from San Francisco to fucking Spain is not pretty.
Yeah, I haven't had a long trip like that in a while, but I went to Japan when I was in my teens, and
Oh, nice.
yeah, just 14-hour flight, 16-hour flights is like, ugh, shit.
Hmm.
It's no
That
joke.
was what my cousin told me when they went last year.
Yeah, it's for sure a thing. Jet lag is for sure a thing. Can you see me just well? Am I still in the camera view for you a
Oh, okay,
little
now
bit?
I can see you perfectly.
Okay, I might have to hold it at an angle because it's a charger. My phone ain't dying, but I don't want it to have that warning come up.
No, I understand. All right, Jules, I'm all good. So, oh, okay, now I remember. So, talking about, well, obviously, we're both fans. You end up choosing to get trained up. What
Mm,
made you want to get into the wrestling business? Like, what was that mindset that you wanted to do it?
hmm. So like around 18 or 19, I was like, this is like 2016, 2015, 2016.
Uh,
And this is when I'm like, I just graduated high school, right? And I am like all about wrestling, obviously.
yeah,
Um, so obviously WWE isn't really hitting their strides at the moment. Yeah, they had Seth Rollins on top, and I'm a
mhm,
big Rollins guy. And
yeah,
they're establishing their newer guys that, this is like the year after Punk left and stuff. So
yeah,
they weren't really necessarily in their stride of things. So this is when like New Japan and like Black and Gold era NXT was kicking off, and
mhm.
anything PWG related was like really kicking off in the indies. So I was all about the indies, bro, and just Ring of
Nice.
Honor, like mainly New Japan was right what sparked my love for it more.
Mhm.
Um, but like by the time I turned 19, bro, by the time I turned 19, I was like, I want to wrestle. Like I'm over here watching like the old network original shows of like the new guys that come in through NXT. Like was it Breaking Ground was one of their shows?
I believe so.
Uh,
Yeah.
so just like hearing stories of like wrestlers getting signed and like or wrestlers being molded up into superstars, and then like I'm over here watching them on TV like doing their thing. And I was
Mhm.
like, okay, I want to do this. Like I want to be a guy that gets brought in and this and that. And so I'm over here trying to learn how to cut promos in the mirror. I'm over here trying to look for wrestling schools online, and I found two schools. One was Supreme Pro Wrestling in SAC, and then the other was a Virgil Flynn the third production school. Um, I originally went to Virgil school for a couple of months, but I had like my car breakdown at the time, so like I didn't get to prioritize going to wrestling training anymore. So I was intentionally gonna like debut and like continue on my training if that never happened, but I didn't prioritize going back after. And then eventually later on, I ended up having my family, my kids. So as I was you know being ready to have a family and become a father, I basically put it all to the side because I didn't want to be that guy known for um. I just didn't want to have that mentality where I'm sacrificing my wrestling over my family. So I wanted to make sure I was working. I
Yeah.
I worked to provide. So um but unfortunately like around 2018 is when Virgil passed away, and that's kind of like around the time where I was like trying to come back in the groove of things.
Yeah.
And before I even announced that I even was gonna have a kid. So it was just a weird time to say like I want to do it now. But eventually I like gave it. I just let it go away. I put it to the side for so long. I always said that I've always wanted to do it and train for it, but at the time I
Mhm.
didn't have the right job for it,
Oh,
job schedule for it.
right.
So this is fast forwarding into like what end of 2023, going into 2024.
Mhm.
Um, that's when I started like I've heard about Ugly Dojo, and I'm aware of like Big Ugly, the main trainer that runs the school and promotion.
Yeah.
Um, and I was aware of his son Titus Alexander, like he's blowing up all across the Indies and Japan and so forth.
Oh,
So
yeah.
and
Definitely.
just realizing like the name of folks that my coach Ugly has trained over the years on top of Titus. Like he's trained John Morrison, Johnny Nitro. He's trained J.R. Kratos. He's trained Timothy Thatcher. Ryan Tran, the referee in WWE. I didn't know he
Mhm.
was a wrestler prior, but still like there's a lineage of guys from this NorCal scene from earlier that who I just only know as a fan from wrestling, and now seeing like, oh, this is the school, or this is the guy that trained them. Like, I kind of want to be a part of that. Like, and then I live here currently in West Sacramento, and um, Coach Ugly and like his family is all from based out here. So like, it was cool. And then when you put it in a perspective, like Titus lives here, or Titus lived here, and he's a hometown hero for me. Like, this guy's wrestling Will Ospreay and so forth. Like, he's going against guys that I idolize to watch. So it's like, I want to be a part of that. And obviously, skill set is set aside. Like,
Mhm.
that's the mentality that I wanted. So when it came to actually message Ugly and like I want to train, I was like, obviously I got to just come up and stick through with it. Like, I need to do what they need. Like, show up and condition and train and get your mind right and learn how you're being taught. Um, so like by 2024, dude, like I was like already training full time. Um, like I had the free time to really prioritize it going into making a debut. But it was just like I made up my mind, like this is where I want to be. I messaged a couple other schools and like just trying to figure out where to go. But eventually Ugly Dojo was my calling, and I made up my mind, wanted to stick with them, and been with them since. So
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
very cool. That's very cool. And then the whole time while you were training, did you had a mindset thinking, "Oh, I've seen this on TV. I think this might be easy." But when you go into training and you did your first bump and all the cardio and all that, you're like, "Oh, fuck, this is not what I thought."
everything, everything. So when it came to doing like the super cool sequences and spots and like or just the motions of those things, like yes, you've seen it, or like yeah, you've
Mhm.
seen it so many times. It's like, yeah, you know what it is, but like once you really put yourself in the motions of it and like your feet in motions of every step of that stuff, it's a
Yeah,
whole learning process, dude. And it's like, and I feel like that's a thing that gets stuck in the norm of wrestlers where they're like, oh, I seen this, so like I want to try this out. And then when you finally see them try it, it's like, "Dude, someone could have got hurt right there." Like, it's more of like, yeah, it's for sure a thing. Like all like every little thing. Like even just walking into the ring. Like even before you even like lock up or do any
yeah,
form of wrestling in general, like that's that whole mindset is a thing. Like everything, like, oh, I think I got this. Like, no, no, you do not. No, you do not. Like, it's better
yeah.
to walk it through than go full pace and then eventually do something wrong and trip and hurt or whatever. So
Right.
yeah, yeah. So everything that every spot, sequence, move, or transition, mannerism, you
Mhm.
think that you figured it out, or you think that you have it playing it right in your head. It it makes a difference.
Okay. Um, I get it. And I listen to other guests I've had tell me their way of how they train. So most of them did came out thinking, "Oh, this might be easy," and some
Mhm.
were like, "Oh, fuck, no, it's not." You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it
And
really is.
so, like, who was it that told me that he knew it wasn't going to be easy? Oh, Matthias. Matthias was the one that told me when he got in, he knew it was going to be tough. He knew it
Mm.
wasn't going to be easy because there's a lot of what you said, the technique and things you got to do to improve and to make sure you're safe, no one gets hurt. And he even tells like he told me when he got close starting to train after being with them for so long at SoCal Pro, he doesn't like that a lot of the rookies or students don't go full force on the ropes. And they go like, nope, you got to go full force on the ropes. You're gonna get bruised and burned, but you got to get used to it.
Yeah, because a lot of like even to some casual wrestling fans, to non-wrestling fans, when they see a wrestling ring, they instantly think like it's a bounce house. They instantly think like it's just bungee ropes and stuff like that. And I for some time I thought it was too, but after going, if I never had gone into a wrestling ring when I was like 18 or 19, trying to, wanting to pursue it, then
Yeah,
I probably would have had that same illusion. But it's not. It's literally cable wires, wrapped around with like tape, just so the cables don't exactly really get you. But either just running the
Yeah.
ropes, yeah, you're gonna get marks and bruises, even if you're just yeah. Those drills will get you will do that to you, and
Hmm.
bumping and like everything hurts, dude. Everything, everything. Did I say everything? I mean everything.
So, I want to sidetrack something. When you said everything, the had that ever been a problem with you as a parent? Like your
Mhm.
kids going up to you and want to like hold you or touch you and go like, hold on, just give me a sec, give me a sec.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, normally that does happen. But
Oh,
it all depends on like what what has gotten hurt. It also depends on like the severity of like how bad you got injured, you know. But like
yeah,
nine times out of I'm just being biased with myself. Like even if I'm like like sore and beat up in the back and shoulders and arms and stuff, like yes, my kids want me to hold them, this and stuff, and I will feel it, but it's a matter of like pushing through and like
yeah,
and not letting the pain dwell on you, if that makes sense. Like obviously you know
yeah.
you're hurt, obviously you know you're fatigued out and sore, but
Hmm.
like don't let that be like um the tone of your day, if that makes sense. Like if I'm
No,
hurt all day,
makes
don't like
sense.
um and my kids are like the super excitement in front of you, like tend to that. Like it's kind of like a poker face kind of thing, I would say. Like yes, you know you're in
Yeah,
pain, yes, you know it's a little unbearable, but you could like put it to the side and like handle it however you need to.
yeah. And the way you said it, yeah, it makes perfect sense. So I get what you mean. So next thing I want to bring up is you go through training. How long did the training take you until you were able to debut for your first match?
Let's see. So this was around June. There were some little incidents with my life going on from the end of 2023 going into like majority of like 2024, right? So
Hmm.
I took some time off in my early bits of coming back into training, but like around summertime, so like June of 2024
Uh-huh.
up until December of that year, so like a good 6 months. Um, I think around 4 months is when is when coach started telling me like this is your debut day, but like basically 6 months of training up until then, and like in like traveling and doing referee like trips, helping them out and like doing production and ring crew and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It gave me a feel for things. So I would say a good solid 6 months is what it took me to get from prioritizing the training up until my debut. Um, if I would have never taken my time off, it probably would have been a full 10 months maybe, but that's just probably because he wants to make sure people debut at the same time.
Okay.
Um, that's how I thought of it, but it
Hmm.
took me 6 months from mine when I came back because I did like December through like March of training, and then like April to like I missed April and May and early bits of June because I wasn't doing too well. Um, but like around from that June to December, that's 6 months it took me to get there. Um, it probably would
Hmm.
have been a little longer, but whether that been my own progression or not, um, it was in that time frame.
Oh wow. All right. And then did you remember who was your first opponent?
Low Devereaux, Boogie Woogie
Oh,
Man, Low
uh,
Devereaux.
oh wow. So
Yeah.
going into the match, your debut match, how were you feeling behind the curtain? Like, did you felt like you were pumped, or were you nervous, or
Oh,
like
nervous,
was it both? Oh, really?
nervous, all for the right reasons too. Like, not so nervous of like, obviously it's my debut match, so like I am no longer. I remember doing like this little interview thing my coach put on for his YouTube channel, and it was basically asking like how you feeling or what's the biggest thing that you learned about before you debuted and stuff like that. And my
Yeah.
whole thing was more of like it's just more I'm no longer a fan. I'm no longer a ticket buyer. I'm no longer in the audience. Like I'm actually on the card. schedule for a match with an established wrestler, and I have people here to see me. Like I have friends and family that came here to see me live my dream, whatever. But at the same time, like I am no longer a fan. Like it's more of being a part of the show than being what comes with the show. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was like the biggest mind trip for me. But yeah, if I can literally remember that whole little interview, it was more just nervous to be a part of the show because you wouldn't say that as a fan. You wouldn't say that you're a part of the show. Like, yes, you are a part of the show as the interacting of it, but like as the person
Mhm.
putting on the show for the folks is like that's the
Yeah.
whole different mindset I had to rewire. So um it was just more nerves for just for those right reasons though. Like and obviously like I didn't want to have a stinker match. I didn't want to look like a guy that just wrestles like shit. So I
Yeah.
mean, I look at that match very fondly and like watch everything. I was like, dude, I just look bad right here, and start criticizing myself. But that comes with it, dude. So, but like, uh, yeah, eventually, like, I had fun with it. Um, and then eventually just try to learn so much since then. And also, like, it's pretty cool too that later on, Low ends up becoming my tag partner too. So like, I've had like a fair share of like tag team matches with him that I'm very proud of, and it was like just a fun time. Like you can only exaggerate having fun times in wrestling because yes, you're supposed
Yeah.
to be super serious and all this other stuff, but when you actually go out and like bring a life of energy to a crowd, like
Yep.
that's the shit that you want. And having that kind of match with Low and then eventually having to team like him becoming my partner. We're known as Devil Rules. So like 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 that's just fun. So but just going back on my debut, man, yes, I was excited, but for sure nervous as hell. Like, but for all the right reasons. Like I just didn't want to mess up. I wanted to make sure like I looked like I belonged there,
Yeah.
all that stuff. That's
All right.
that's going on 2 years now too. So I'm like, so much has changed since then.
Yeah. And when you say it like that, already like the end of last year, that after, like once you got that West Coast Pro like call
Hmm.
coming into 2026, you've been like working. You've worked a few of their smaller shows. You've done right now, and I've seen you multiple times out there, Oasis Pro,
Hmm.
and that's like I'm I want to ask this like because like I know other than Ugly Dojo's shows, like have you only wrestled mostly in the Northern California region, or have you gone up to SoCal or different states, anything like that?
Mainly based here in the NorCal area. I would love to travel. I've reached out to a couple of places,
Hmm.
to, do the potential networking and eventually seek a booking and travel for that, like in SoCal. But no, I have not wrestled in SoCal yet. I can say I wrestled in Oregon.
Oh wow.
I wrestled for Portland Wrestling a couple of times. Um, I've done like at least like 3 trips for them this year, 3 or 4, somewhere around those two. Um, so yeah, I've done the Oregon a couple times, and I can say I've done Mania Week for Vegas one time. I wrestled a Lucha Libre show out there, um, so that I can technically say I wrestled in Vegas on Mania Week. But um, I would say just those. But yeah, I'm primarily based here in NorCal. Um, the goal is to for sure travel, and I want to for sure travel other states and cities that I've never been to. And so being able to do that with wrestling, that is
Yeah.
a bucket list and a goal to do. And I obviously want to give myself my own challenge of wrestling other talent from said places. So
Yeah.
um, it's definitely a goal, but for sure, as of right now, I'm just mainly based in NorCal until I
Mhm.
get more networking's established, and I want to make sure my work rate is well established enough too to where a promoter can see that and be like, okay, we want to bring you in, or thank you for
Yes.
recommending us or referring to us. So I'm just trying to just really improve on like how I am, not just as like as a wrestler, but just as a professional.
No, I understand. And like, because like you. like coming in, you said 2 years. Like you've already worked a lot of the big places right now so far in
Hmm.
Northern California, and like West Coast Pro being one of them. Like I actually want to move back to that. I know we touched on you and Andrew Cass at
Hmm.
that show. Like when you found out, I want to ask, when did you find out you were going to get the call to wrestle at West Coast Pro? Because you can't, not everyone could just go there. Like it was a surprise too, because at that show there was a lot of like you being like new and all that, and then you got Mia Sweets, who was out of wrestling for years, and she got to compete in there. Like, what was it like for you? Like when you found out you're gonna wrestle at West Coast Pro, like what was it for you?
Well, it took me a minute to get to earn that spot because like there was a bunch of like their student showcase shows that they would do. So like I would go
Yeah,
out of my way to travel on like a Monday or so to wrestle, right? And basically get familiar with the staff and production, the promoter, right? And just like I would like as much as I want to get my stuff established and the shit that I can do, like
yeah,
my goal is when I go to a place that I'm not familiar with or a place that I want to make sure I can come back to, I simply ask the promoter, what would you like to see? Or what do you need from me? Or like what do you want from my match in particular?
yeah,
So if they say, I want you heel, I'll be a heel. Or if they say, if it's a squash, fight back. I'll want to make sure what they simply told me, that's my goal,
yeah,
right? So somewhere along the lines, I got blessed with that opportunity because all the things that I did in between a couple of the student showcase matches and a couple of the Lucha Libre collaborated shows that they did together.
mhm,
Um, I want to say that I did what I was asked to do, but even with my own little hiccups in between those things, like I hope I earned that like I can be a team player as much as I want to, as much as every other wrestler wants to get their shit in and do
yeah,
everything, but like I wanted to make sure like what my role was needed for. So
mhm,
when it came to earning that badge, I was like, I got hit up. I was like, "Are you available?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can be." So and then I saw the graphic. I was let's go. Like oh shit. Like okay. Like I'm not gonna get my high hopes up for like oh yeah, this is my time. I'm gonna become the champ. And like I'm not gonna toot my own horn for all that shit. But like
yeah,
for sure seeing the graphic and like I was super excited and I was like damn like okay like hopefully this is the start of something. But every other one it's not my home promotion and they have their own agenda. But
yeah,
still just being able to just be hit up for that and be brought back for other shows too, and then just show how reliable I can be for it. Like that's all I can ask for, because that's we all want to make the scene better. I want to make the scene better.
mhm,
Of NorCal wrestling or just independent wrestling. So,
yeah,
uh, yeah, for sure. Just seeing the graphic come up, I was like, oh yeah. And I've wrestled Andrew twice prior to that too, and those
oh
are like,
wow,
so those are like two like he's an opponent that he was for sure an opponent that brought the best out of me. Right. And so when it
ooh,
came to
okay,
when it came to wrestling that West Coast one, it was like I I'm excited for this one. I'm excited. I was like, just thank you for. I told Scott, the promoter, I was like, just thank you very much. That's all I really want and need, or it's all I can ask for.
yeah,
So yeah, just going into that match alone, and yeah, I was excited. I was expecting whatever can be thrown at me, but it's their mid card title belt, so like that's a big deal.
yeah,
And
there,
as a
and
as a wrestler, you want to be known as a champion. So
exactly. And either way, when I was there, that was a good match as well. And I'll say that to you face to face because it was pretty good.
thank you.
No worries. So, next thing I do want to bring up is like, ooh, what was it? Okay, I don't want to. I know this is like recent.
Hmm.
I was at, and I know you saw that was where I asked you to come on when I went to the Hella Independent show at Oasis.
Yeah, the Fourth of July show.
Yep. You. I and I think I might go behind, a little behind the curtain a bit, but you came out in a like completely all black, and everyone thought you were a Jaya because you're doing all the yeah the gate that, and then obviously like I think for some people, even myself, we could recognize oh that was not Jaya at all, and then and once I was walking in my car and you guys were filming for a promo, then you just pulled off your mask, and I was like, fucking knew it. I knew it was him. So like, what is going on? Like, you don't have to go full fast forward into anything. Like, what was going on for you to like go with Zoe, Deidre, and Elliot with the mob for that one?
So, as much as Elliot, Zoe, and Dre have been a part of the wrestling scene a little bit more than me,
Mm-hmm.
um, there's been a handful of times where I was able to interact with them and link up with them and just chill and hang out with them.
Yeah.
And it's so cool to say, like, as much as we are not known with each other
Mm-hmm.
with the wrestling, like linking up with them outside of wrestling allowed all of us to like come together. Like, I feel like I've known these folks for like my whole life, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I've only known them for just within the year or so since I've been wrestling. So just that genuine connection of brotherhood that you can like you can't make that shit up. So once I got the opportunity and the call to be a part of their stuff and going forward, I'm a member of the mob. You feel me? So
Yeah.
it I feel like from a career aspect, it's for sure it's gonna give my career a little extra boost and another layer of what I can bring and what I can present myself as.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, like I said, it's a brotherhood, it's a connection, it's a family shit. So
Yeah.
that me alone, right now, I'm talking as Julz, but Julian,
Yeah.
Julian alone, he appreciates that a lot. So being able to just be put into their group and then as much as yes, it's just a wrestling stable, like no, like we were actually like bros on the outside. Like we
Yeah.
link up and we talk and we chill and we party like those are like the genuine connections that you really really want, not just in wrestling but in life. So when the opportunity came up to make that presentable, not just behind the scenes but on camera too,
Yeah.
like like you just can't make that shit up, dude. Like that's the shit that you want. And I am so thankful that for as cool and chill as I am with every one of them, it's like they want to bring me along with their shit too. So like, and Dre and Zoe are established. Elliot is probably on the younger side of, or not the younger side, but like the lesser experience of them too. But
Kind of
he's
like
for
on the
sure,
rise and all
yeah,
that.
he's on the rise of compared to them too. So like just being alongside them three and their journeys and like they feel comfortable with me. Like they're aware, like they didn't know much about me, but when we all link up and talk and stuff, like, damn, dude, I feel like I've known you forever. Like
Nice.
so just being able to have that come to fruition for professional wrestling, like I'm happy as hell. And I'm glad like it made sense to where they can incorporate me into that and how it came about on that 4th of July show. So like yeah, that's not digging back on the current at all, bro. So like it's just I'm very thankful for an opportunity like that, and like I said, those are connections in life that you just simply want. So and yeah, it's a blessed thing. It's a blessed thing to say like yeah, I'm getting an opportunity with these guys and gonna be
Mhm.
traveling up with these guys, and then being able to do the work of wrestling and then improve my own shit with them and
Yeah.
like that's all you want, dude. And I'm beyond
Exactly.
thankful, and I love my dude. I love my dogs for that shit. So
And that's what's up, and can't wait to see more later in the next
August
Oasis
7th,
shows.
August 7th, back at the Berkeley school, the Berkeley, their home promotion, their home place.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yes, that's where we'll be next.
Gotcha. I'll see if I can go to it if I don't have nothing going on. So, Jules, the next thing I'm gonna do, obviously, we brought up you like wrestling. Like I was telling you off air, let's switch a little off topic
Cool.
about off of wrestling. So, Jules, other than just wrestling and your training, like obviously you told me you're a father, but for yourself, what do you do with your time? Like, I mean, obviously, like you must have like some sort of activities or hobbies for yourself. I mean, like I don't mean to ask this. Like you work a regular job and all that, right?
Yep. I work nights. I work a night shift job on for a what was it my train of thought? I do production assembly. So I work on a assembly line handling glass and vinyl, making windows.
Oh wow.
I hand trim the vinyl and I set the glass and everything.
Mhm.
I work alongside a whole team. There's the whole team that works on one whole side of the assembly line. There's a whole another team that works on the other side that
Yeah,
basically makes up the frames and the vents of the windows. So
yeah.
I'm basically like on the last assembling before it gets like put together and packaged off.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I do that for fucking 8 to 10 hours a day, sometimes more.
Wow.
Um, just trying to knock out quotas and color
Yeah,
labels that are meant for the days and stuff like that. So just like any other regular warehouse job, but or
yeah.
I don't know, I wouldn't say regular, but like just any warehouse
Like
job that.
anywhere.
But
No,
yeah, it's definitely a little taxing, but it is for this was the job that I had prior when I had my house and when I was like mother of my kids and all this other stuff. Sorry, it's a little personal, but I don't care. But
sorry.
yeah, I literally used to have everything that I've ever wanted in life back then with this job. So uh,
Mhm.
I was able to go back to this job after being a couple years gone from them. So just being able to be back in the groove of where I was at and just trying to get back to where I was at. I want to get back into having my own place again. And like right now, I just live with my mom and my kids and my siblings. So, but
It's all good.
but definitely trying to get back into the groove of things where I had it before and just go from there. Um, but yeah,
Yeah,
I just make windows.
I know, right? And then, do you have any like you don't have any like hobbies or activities? I mean, you
Oh
gotta at least
yes,
enjoy your.
oh,
Yeah, I'm
yes,
hoping you're at
yes,
least enjoying your life at least.
yes, dude. Fuck. So my main hobby is t-shirts. I collect t-shirts. I collect vintage wrestling t-shirts.
Oh
Um,
wow.
I like to go out of my way for like the old school pay-per-view tees, the old school catalog magazine tees that you only had to order from back then, or like
Uh-huh.
some like I really go out of my way for like WCW shirts, like old WWF pay-per-view shirts or just superstar shirts. Like there's like
Yeah.
certain like there's shirts from like the PG era of wrestling that are becoming vintage now because they're like starting to come up on 20 years. So like I
Oh
have
yeah.
a, I have a collection of like just shirts from that last era of stuff and like I collect some certain stuff of wrestling of like modern merchandise now.
Yeah.
Um, but it really has to take a certain design like this one for example like
Yeah.
you don't see this come up often on designs like this for if you go on WWE shop you're not going to see a design like this so I'll just say
I
that.
get you. And like
There,
you're like me because like I collect like what you see behind me a lot of soccer jerseys, and I have about honestly I lost count after 150. Honestly.
yeah, I don't know where I'm at with my count wise dude but like I like TNA shirts like I really go out of my way for anything wrestling related right but like
Yeah.
as I try to keep it in the vintage feel, like I really want to like I don't want to just get a vintage shirt just to get a vintage shirt. Like no, if I go out of my way
Well,
for a vintage shirt, it's either because I either like the very exact design of the wrestler
yep.
or how sentimental the wrestler was to me or
Yeah.
the event. Like I just completed my uh the Arco Arena pay-per-views. Like I
Oh,
have
no way.
yeah, so I just my grail, my holy grail of shirts, I just was able to finally get. It was the Rumble '93 with Brett and Razor, and that took an arm and a leg. But
I bet they must have been like what triple digits.
like
Damn.
like
Oh,
triple digit, like
oh, dude. Before I let you get back, can I give you a story about a shirt I found unknowingly in another country?
Go ahead.
Okay, so I like going to vintage clothing stores so I can find some jerseys like that I might not have found probably ever
Yeah,
in the U.S. So I stumbled upon a vintage clothing store in Lisbon, Portugal. I went there looking at whatever they had. They had some unusual stuff because yeah, I'm in another country.
yeah,
I found an old WWE Unforgiven 2008 pay-per-view shirt, and it had the poster card of Jericho and Michaels' unsanctioned match, and it had
yeah,
the full match card in the back,
yeah,
and it said WWE on the tick on the bottom,
yeah. The authentic tag.
stitched,
Yeah,
and I was like, how did this end up in Portugal? And it was 25 euros, which is like $30.
yeah.
I was like, and it was my size, and I was like, this
Hell
is
yeah,
unusual. I'm taking it. This
yeah,
is coming back home.
yeah. Yeah, dude. That's my niche, man. Like so with the Arco stuff, like I have. There was only three pay-per-views, but I was able to actually get them all. So it was Rumble
Mhm.
'93, Judgment Day 2001,
Oh, nice.
that had Undertaker and Austin in the main. And then it was the third one, last one was the Bash, the Great American Bash, whatever. That had no, sorry, Orton, Triple H, three stages of hell, and had Punk and
Yeah.
Hardy.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I finally completed my Arco Arena, because Arco Arena is like the first venue my dad ever took me to, and
Oh,
so like
cool.
that alone is sentimental enough. And yeah, I didn't get to go to any of those events, but like just Arco Arena in general, it just hits home for
Yeah.
me. So when I finally got out of my way, and especially started doing my collecting and stuff, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is gonna be a while before I get there. But I finally have all three shirts. A
Oh,
part of me doesn't want to wear them. Like I want to have it framed up on my wall. But either way,
okay.
like I completed my art. Like that was like my whole goal, was like get the Arco Arena stuff. And so I finally
That's
got
sweet.
that. But like I collect a lot of Shawn Michaels stuff. I like collect a lot of Eddie, Jeff Hardy's, um, like all the other. I try to collect a lot of wrestlers that I really liked. Like I went out of my way for this one Vader shirt at one point. Um, like certain New Japan stuff. Like I just got a Shingo Takagi shirt in the other
Oh,
day. Yeah,
cool.
and so just like I really just try to build up off of it. And like if it's not t-shirts, I'm always going after VHS tapes. Like I really love VHS tapes. Like I if I could show you my room right now, like I have my whole shelf of just like older tapes. But there's also a
Yeah.
cool thing about, there's people that make modern tapes to this day. So there are people that try to give that modern nostalgia for current movies and shows and wrestling events too. So like
That's sick.
I got a couple of the recent WrestleManias on tape, and it's like they don't make tapes anymore. Like, well, yeah, I do. And it's like I really like I just like collecting VHS tapes. And I have K-pop Demon Hunters on tape for my kids.
Oh
Like,
yeah. So do you have an actual active VHS player?
mhm. I have a couple. I have a
What?
CR, I have a CRT TV with the player in it. I have like this little mini foldable, like portable VHS player. It's
Wow.
nice. It's like a super small screen, but it's like a
That
carry-on one.
I remember that as a little kid. That's why I'm like, Jesus, I'm just turned 30 last week. I'm showing my age. I haven't had a VHS player or VHS tapes around me since I was 9 years old.
Dude,
So it's been a
I
long time.
once I got back into the groove of like collecting and buying them again, I was like, yeah, I'm not going back this. I regret ever getting rid of all my other stuff. So like I'm slowly starting to get back into wanting to do DVDs again. So like, because I'm just kind of like getting fed up with streaming stuff. So like, as much as I've already
Oh
collected the physical media stuff, it's like
yeah,
I want to keep it going. And it, wrestling is more obviously my shit, my
yeah.
thing. And I always go out of my way and for those. And then when I for sure go out in stores that do sell it, like thrift stores or secondhand stores, it gives me a chance to also look for other tapes and movies too, like because my kids love cartoons and other movies and stuff. So like I just went to I checked out my friend's shop downtown here in Sac, And my whole goal was to find wrestling, but I found way more other regular movies than I did more wrestling. So, but either way, I found more stuff for my kids than I, you know
for
what I mean? So
yourself.
yeah, so
Oh,
either way, I'm still able to get what I
so
like.
what's the store called? Because like I like going to those type of stores. What's it called? So I can keep it on my notes.
The one store that I check out here, there's one out here, and I believe Folsom or Rockland out here.
Uh-huh.
It's called the Cave. The
The
Cave.
Cave.
Yep.
Okay.
It's like a very big secondhand thrift store. Like they have clothes, posters,
Oh.
memorabilia, vinyl, CDs, tapes, DVDs,
Okay.
toys. Um,
Rockland, you said, right?
there's one in Rockland. There's one here in Sac. It's like towards the art.
Oh.
There's one in the Arden area. I want to say it is. Yeah, it's Rockland. Yes, Rockland. Not
Okay.
Fulton.
I'm gonna put that on my notes.
The Cave Outlets is what it's called.
All
And they're like a big buy and sell trade place too. So like you can always try to donate stuff there too, or like get cash for stuff from them too. And
Yeah.
then you can obviously like use that for store credit or whatever. But I find like a good amount of my regular movies, like I've been able to just buy from there, and or I'll go to like a Goodwill or something or whatever's nearby.
Yeah. Okay. I am definitely gonna check that when I go to Sacramento again.
Def
Appreciate that.
yeah, definitely check that one out. You can definitely find some cool little knickknacks and toys. I've for sure cashed out on a couple figures for myself over there too. Like I'm not a big I'm not a
Yeah.
big I'm not a big action figure guy, but like when I wanted to have like certain wall display ones, I'm like I found some good ones. So
Okay. All right. All right. Good. Noted. So, the next thing I'm gonna do is before. Obviously, we're coming up to an hour,
Mhm.
and I don't know if what else you got going on. I was trying to keep thinking about other people's time. You know what I mean?
I'm not getting my kids until later on in the evening, so I pretty much have as much full time as I need. But if you feel like you need to
Yeah.
cut out the hour, no worries. I understand your schedule too. But if you want to keep it
Yeah.
going, we can. I'm
I'll
all for it.
I'll definitely. I still got some good time with me left. So before I move on to the segments, I just want to ask out of curiosity, since you're in wrestling,
Hmm.
what is your family very supportive of you getting into wrestling? And also, are your kids very supportive of you wrestling?
Yeah. My mom, she used to always get driven crazy because how much I just love wrestling and just talked about it, and that's all I cared about, right?
Yeah.
Um, so like she sees like my inner 7-year-old me kicking in when I talk about it a lot. But in terms of me wanting to do it, and now that she sees how much training I put into it, and she goes to a lot of our home shows too, so she's literally my number one support, dude. Like she's literally my rock.
Oh, nice. That's
And
what's up.
so she's the reason why I have footage of my matches because she's there recording for me. Um,
Oh, nice.
so yeah, she's like literally been my support, and like she supported me doing it, like going into it right away. She supported me like all the way. Like all my other stuff that I kind of have to figure out on my own, but like just her being
Yeah.
there, no hesitation on that stuff. Like she's there for 100%. My kids, they don't understand the full aspect of everything. They just see who wins, who loses, who has the belt, right,
Yeah.
and who comes out. Um, my daughter really loves it. My son, he's a little younger, so he doesn't understand some things yet, but obviously he knows that I wrestle and obviously I watch it.
Yeah.
Um, but he doesn't understand like when I go to training, it's like, hey man, I need you to, because sometimes I would have to bring them with me. And there was times where like
Oh.
there's times where I'm like in between a drill, I'm like fucking getting the headlock, and I'm like, Odin, stop! Like, like
Wow.
I'm over here just like having to like multitask parenting and wrestling at the same time. Um, but as much as my son doesn't understand it and my daughter doesn't understand some of the things that makes it together,
Yeah.
my daughter loves it. Like she's she
That's
she's
great.
in her norm right now of like finding out the wrestlers that she likes too. Like she put me on El Desperado. Like I I knew who he was, but to say like I watch the stuff like that and cared about it? No, I didn't.
Uh-huh.
But just because she loved him, like from the mask to the music and
Yeah.
his whole get up, it made me
Hmm.
go out of my way to watch his stuff even more. So like I've and I've never gone back after watching his stuff, like really focusing to study his stuff.
Yeah.
She just discovered NXT Hugger Bailey. She's all about Rhea Ripley right now. So like it's so cool. Like
Uh,
she loves Kit Wilson and his theme song. My son loves Obafemi. Like he knows his little walk that he does and strut. So like it's
yeah.
so cool to see, you know, that like that kind of stuff kind of interact with them.
Yeah.
But my daughter really loves it too. She always wants me to win. So, but she doesn't
Yeah.
understand. She doesn't understand when I lose sometimes. It's like, I thought you're like, she
Yeah.
gets really sad, and I'm like, don't worry, I'm not. I tell like I'm not crying,
Yeah.
sweetie. You don't need to
Yeah.
be. So, uh,
Okay. uh, Like, I want to bring up a hypothetical question because I asked this with Sam Stackhouse
hmm
earlier on in my show. All right, hypothetical. It like once your kids are older, how
hmm
would you react if they say, "Dad, I want to get into wrestling like you"?
that my daughter has said that to me already. So
Oh,
it's very heartwarming. It's a very heartwarming feeling. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
I alone as a human being, I don't want to be that parent or that person that's like, well, I'm doing it and I need you to do it. So I
yeah,
don't want to push that on her. So if she doesn't want to pursue it, or if my son doesn't want to pursue it, that's totally fine. Like I want them to know that I still have their support, or I still support them no matter what they choose. But if they do want to do wrestling, then I guess maybe it'll be easy for me. I don't know, but I will be super excited to be a part of that. And if they really want to do it, but too early to tell just yet. But we'll definitely,
yeah.
I definitely have my mindset ready. Like you don't have to do this, but if you want to, let's do it. If not, I'll still
Mhm.
support you with whatever career thing that you want to do when you're older. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, 100%. I get you. All right. So next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my two segments, and I'm gonna start with my first one, which is 4x4, which is four categories of Mount Rushmore of wrestling. The
Okay.
first one, it's male wrestler, then female wrestlers, matches, and then a random one, and it can be either wrestling related or not wrestling related. So that's the part where everyone's like, "Oh, God damn it!"
Uh, let's
Oh,
see.
oh wait, Jules, before you answer, sorry about that. I didn't mean to cut you.
Okay.
So the way it goes, like these are your personal picks, not who you think goes in there. What they
Okay.
matter to you. You know what I mean?
Okay. 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 Shit. Why you do this to me? Uh, for male wrestlers, my Mount Rushmore of male wrestlers, bro. Okay. Number one, Jeff Hardy.
Ooh.
Jeff Hardy, he's like a big inspiration. The reason why like I paint my nails, I fucking dye my hair sometimes. Like he's
Hmm.
like that whole look. Like
Yeah.
I completely gone out of my way to idolize his look so many times over like my youth. Um, so definitely I'll go Jeff Hardy,
Okay.
Eddie Guerrero.
Ooh, nice.
Eddie's he was that one wrestler that made me captivate to everything that he did. Like that
Mhm.
time when I was saying I was 7 years old and watching everything, like he was that wrestler for me at that age. So um,
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero number two, and this can be put in however placements too. So, but Shawn Michaels,
Okay.
Shawn Michaels, I didn't get to watch anything of his stuff in the 90s. So when I was growing up watching his stuff in the Ruthless Aggression era, and then you would watch the, you know, tapes and matches from back then, and you were like, oh, this is the reason why he was that great, or why he's still great to this day. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, now I see why. So like just my early fondings of like going back and watching early Shawn Michaels and realizing why he was the boyhood dream that came true, like the boyhood dream has came true type stuff. Like,
Yeah.
um, I'm putting him up there. And plus, I kind of have boots that are very based off of him too. So it's like,
I noticed that. I was gonna say that.
yeah, like so. I mean, I like, yeah, he's a goat. So, and then number four, Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker.
Whoa.
Yep,
Yeah.
those would be my four, bro. Because when I got into New Japan, I'll try to keep this short. I'm sorry, I like to tell little stories, but
No, no, you go
when I
ahead.
heard about New Japan, I've always heard about like this is like mid 2000s, so I've heard about like Jushin Liger, Tiger Mask. This is like early Hiroshi Tanahashi that I heard about, and Hiroki
Hmm.
Goto,
Yeah.
and Nakamura. Like I've heard those names prior, but like by the time I got introduced to actual watching New Japan, everything was like 2012, 2013.
Hmm.
Okada just came in, and I didn't know Okada was that one guy from TNA that got the shit booking from going on excursion. So I seen who he
Yeah.
was being on like the TNA B shows, and him
Yeah.
coming back to New Japan and with like not just a different looking gimmick, but just an entire just an insane wrestler, bro. Like it
Yeah.
captivated me so much. Like there's this one Tanahashi match that Okada and Tanahashi match that I cite as my introduction to really loving Japanese wrestling. And like I said, I knew who Tanahashi was before, but when Okada came in and like had his
Right.
feud with him and basically establishing himself as like the new face and all this stuff, and like basically watching the whole rise and like up until then,
Mhm.
like he's like the sole reason why I completely got into like New Japan, like so heartedly. So, and just New Japan in general and Japanese wrestling in general, like I'm so glad I went out of my way to watch that shit because at a time I was already kind of like I'm becoming that fan that loves the heels and doesn't care for the baby faces. Like I'm starting to realize actual
Yeah.
wrestling other than just high spots and moments. Like so going back and like trying to be fucking 15-year-old me watching New Japan again, I'm like, this is the guy. So
Yeah. That was a
so
goat.
Jeff Hardy, Eddie Guerrero, Shawn Michaels, Kazuchika Okada, male wrestlers, Mount Rushmore for me.
Nice. And you're the first one to put Okada and Guerrero in there.
Yeah.
All right. Next one is your Mount Rushmore of female wrestlers.
Number one, because she was like my childhood crush, Lita.
Oh my God. Everyone puts Lita
I'm gonna put
almost.
Lita. Lita was the love of my second grade life. Uh, let's see. I'm gonna put Rhea Ripley in there because obviously she's just great. Um, I love her look. I love her presentation. Um, I'm definitely gonna put Rhea Ripley in there. Um, at number three, even though she's still wrestling on AEW, she's Mercedes Moné, but I'm going to put Sasha
Oh,
Banks as my Mount Rushmore women's wrestlers.
fair.
Fun
Fair.
fact, as much as she is from Boston, she's originally from Fairfield, and that's where I'm originally from too. So being
Oh,
able
I didn't
to
know that.
share that little fun. Once I found that out, I was like, "Are you for real? She's from Fairfield? Like, I live here." Like, so, but definitely Sasha Banks, and then at number four, ooh, it's a hard one.
Yeah.
I'm going to put Awesome Kong.
Whoa. Okay.
Awesome
Yeah.
Kong.
This is the first time I've heard Awesome Kong.
I had to pull that one out because as much as like the knockouts were killing shit at the time when the women's wrestling wasn't women's wrestling anymore,
Yeah.
um, I would put like Gail Kim in there, but honestly, like Awesome Kong, like how she captivated me as like a 10-year-old me watching old TNA on Spike back in the day, like
Yeah.
um, I'm sorry, that was the imposing force. Like like every time I saw her in a match with somebody, I thought the other girl was gonna get scraped off like gum. Like I thought the other girl would be dead because every time
Yeah.
I see Awesome Kong, she would just straight kill people. And how they completely booked her and how dominant she was, like TNA needed that force in their knockouts division. And yeah, I love Gail Kim, and there was other names like the Beautiful People and so forth, and Tara, but I'm gonna go with
Yeah.
Awesome Kong, bro. Awesome Kong was
Yeah.
she was the giant woman in wrestling, and I didn't know about her prior until TNA, but she for sure left a legendary presence on my fandom. So
De- definitely.
so we got Lita, Rhea Ripley, Sasha Banks, Awesome Kong.
Hey, that's a good Mount Rushmore for female wrestlers, dude.
I hope
Nice.
so. I hope so. I wish I could. I wish I was more into Joshi wrestling. As much as I love Japanese wrestling, I wish I
Mhm.
went out of my way more for the women's just as much. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it, but
No, not at all.
I've been so in tune with all the guy stuff, like I don't make time for it. But I know
Yeah.
it's just as impressive and just as more impactful as anything else. But
Yeah. I get you. All right. Next one is this one gets a lot of people. Your Mount
matches,
Rushmore of matches. Yep. Your
ooh,
core four.
I was just on a podcast the other week too, and the guy asked me this. So this could be in any order. Uh, Eddie and Ray, Halloween Havoc '97.
Oh, nice. I love that one.
Eddie and Ray Halloween Havoc, Mask versus title. Um, Cena versus Punk, Money in the Bank 2011.
Oh, wow. You're the second one to say that.
That match just turned 15 years old the other day too. So uh, that was like I was overseas in Japan when I watched that pay-per-view live. So
Oh,
and
wow.
even
Okay.
then, like that was actually a time where I could watch pay-per-views like for free too. So like I'm gonna take that to my grave. Uh, so being able to just watch that show alone, like it was a great show, but then when we got to the match, like it was a great drama built up tense story. So
Yeah.
like it definitely it's just definitely a feud and rivalry and a match that delivered like it wasn't in the PG era. But it was in the
Oh, yeah.
PG era. But at the same time, like it didn't
Yeah.
give off it gave off too it was too real to me at the time to feel like yeah, Punk's gonna leave with the belt. And just the whole drama, like I'm not resigning, I'm leaving with the belt. Like I love that. Like
Yeah.
it got me. So Punk and Cena, Money in the Bank. Uh, this one's gonna be a kind of a tough one. Uh, oh, that's what it was. That's what it was. It was Sean and Brett, Mania 12, Iron Man.
Ooh.
That
Nice.
that's number two because that's as much as like that was like the one time like the smaller guys in wrestling were kind of like main eventing WrestleMania. So like
Yeah.
they were actually putting on wrestling clinics. So for them to go a full on hour and no one really
Mhm.
got a pinfall until after the whole time limit and sudden death, like
Yeah.
that's the work rate shit. That's the work rate stuff that someone like me or guys in this indie scene that really want that. So
Yeah.
being able to work stuff like that. So that one's more of a study match for me. Like that's like a go-to study match for me. And number one, this one's kind of hard because like they had so many great matches together,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna pick it because it's the first one for me. Okada Omega won from Wrestle Kingdom 11.
Oh, shit.
Like I love all their like I love their other 60-minute matches they've done and all this other stuff, but that one alone, like that one captivated like at the peak of where I was at like as just my Super Mark fandom in 2016, 17.
Yeah. And that was a killer
Like
match.
that that really set the tone for what the current wrestling scene was going to end up being. And
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know, I can't tell you how many times I rewatched that match alone. And then by the time the second match happened, I was like, oh, dude, this is heaven. But so those are my four right there, bro. Eddie and Ray, Halloween Havoc, Cena and Punk, Money in the Bank, Brett and Shawn, Mania 12, Okada Omega, Wrestle Kingdom 11. And I could literally name a whole 10 of matches and wrestlers and events, but if we're gonna name it at four, I'll leave it at those.
All right. Okay, and here's the one that a lot of guests get nervous on.
Okay.
It's the random one.
So,
So I usually try to base it off the interviews that I give.
mhm.
So, because what we talked about, oh God, I really hope a lot of people don't get pissed off at you later. Your Mount Rushmore of NorCal-based wrestlers.
Does this go for anyone wrestling currently or just in general from the scene?
General from the Northern California area.
Okay. I'm going to say this as number one, not just as a number four or however placed,
Yeah.
because actually I'm gonna do my first two because they are both very kind of sentimental to me. Number one and number two, we're gonna go to Big Ugly, JD Bishop, and
Okay.
old school Oliver John. Um, those are my two coaches. Those are my two trainers. Um, if it wasn't for Ugly, if it wasn't for Ugly allowing just to open his doors and allow me to train with him and just debut with him, if it wasn't for him just simply opening the doors, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be a wrestler. I wouldn't be here. If it wasn't for Oliver, if it wasn't for old school Oliver John, and then I probably wouldn't have been as much as Coach teaches us to sell the physicality of everything that makes a professional wrestling match, not make it look like a dance on Broadway, like actually make the shit look physical and look
Right.
like a fight. As much
Yeah.
as Ugly has embedded that into our minds, having someone like Oliver John come in and basically add more layers to that, like
Mhm.
be so aggressive where the shit really looks like you're gonna fucking maul each other.
Yeah.
It, like I can't thank those two enough. Um, I
Yeah.
really
Sounds good
can't.
though.
I really can't thank those two enough because just with those two levels of training, that's where I want to use that to improve so much. And I just can't take those trainings like it was nothing. Like those guys and those words really mean a lot to me. So Big Ugly, Oliver John. Uh, I'm gonna be a little too biased on this third one. Um, but Titus Alexander,
Okay.
he may be Big Ugly's son, and he is the franchise, you know. But at the same time, like I mentioned earlier, I live here in West Sac. The whole family is from West Sac, so seeing someone from this home area be the wrestling star that I envision myself to be, that when I say, oh, I want to be a wrestler too, like
Yeah.
excuse my language, that fucker's doing it. He's the one
Mhm.
traveling stateside. He's the one traveling internationally, going to Germany and Japan, wrestling in Pro Wrestling Noah and all this other stuff. Like he's getting the opportunities in wrestling that I've only dreamt of, or envisioned of. So I look at I'm not trying to copy his blueprint or anything like that, but
No,
his
and I
his,
get you.
his level of success is what I want to be at. Not exactly what he has, but that level of work rate is what Jules, the man who rules, wants to be as too.
Yep.
So I even had a couple heart to heart conversations with him, like just picking his brain too. So like when I'm able to do that, it means a lot. So or when I get a certain feedback come back to me or like responses or like their 2 cents, like
Yeah.
in order to just simply grow, not just to get on you, but to just grow. That's all I can ask for. So I'm
Mhm.
gonna put Titus in there, and this fourth one, man, it's gonna be kind of difficult. Uh, I can't. Oh man, it's like I want to say a name because I like how I appreciate where they've been and how they grown, but I want it to really mean sentimental to me. Um, I'm gonna say Starboy Charlie.
Ooh, okay.
I'm not just saying that because they're Titus and him are tag partners, but that's
Yeah.
another person who one Charlie's been wrestling since he was like in his early teens. So like he's been wrestling way younger than a lot of us has even started. So, and he's gone through, his own changes and gimmicks and characters to eventually be Starboy now. But at the same time,
Yeah.
like he's gone through pretty much all the things that you need to literally progress. Like he started off young, he's gone through character changes and then gimmick changes, whatever. But he's also been like a very local talent for the Bay Area scene, and he's alongside with Titus is broken out in the same time with him. Like he's
Yep.
like they traveled and they're in the same places. Like yes, he's ID'd right now, but at the same time, like I said, those are the levels of work rate where I want to see myself too, where I want to get to, or not just myself, but anybody that I train with. Like I want to see all of us succeed and to get to those big levels of work rate or get to the big TV deals or production deals or something with a fucking contract.
Yeah.
So then Charlie's doing that. And I remember I never wrestled him. I never wrestled Titus. But just being able to pull guys of those caliber and those levels of work rate aside and pick their brains and like what does it mean to take it to make it in this shit? Like I can't make that stuff up. And
Cool.
I know I'm probably missing a few other wrestlers and I would like to throw in a couple other names too. But like
Go right ahead.
I want to throw in Timothy Thatcher. I want to throw in Alpha Zoe. Like I want to throw in like those two. I want to throw in this like as honorable mentions, but like I
You
want to
definitely can.
um I would name it after just those four because how how I'm trained from Ugly and Oliver. That's what we want to do to make our shit look believable. And
Yeah.
Titus and Charlie are just examples of applying everything and literally time and sacrifice to get to where their levels are where they're at now. So like I don't know if it'll take me 6 to 8 years to get, a production deal or something like that, but it's up to me to get to, work on that now.
Yeah.
But honorable mentions, Timothy Thatcher, Alpha Zoe. Um, but for my main four, it's Charlie, Titus, Oliver, Big Ugly.
All right. And wow, these are really good ones, and you gave main reasons why, and I like that a lot.
Thank
So
you.
nice one, Jules.
Appreciate that. Yeah, just, I mean, there's a lot of great talent out here. Like, I wanted to say a couple
Yeah.
other names, but like, we're all still wrestling and we're all still in the same scene. I'm
Yeah.
not diminishing that at all for when I say it like that. It's just
Yeah.
I'm being too biased from guys that I have been in the ring with that are fucking great. Um,
Hmm.
but to the levels of wanting to be seen on a how a professional wrestler can be looked at on the indies,
Yeah.
like I want to be, yes, I'm a NorCal guy, but I want guys in Philadelphia and Detroit and New York looking at me on a poster and be like, who's this guy? Like, let's bring him in, or let's figure out who this guy is and watch his stuff and see what he's about. Like, I want to be that talent where I
Hmm.
can eventually be brought in, but obviously networking is a thing. You gotta get yourself established and this and that. But
Yeah.
just from the advice that I got from Titus and Charlie, and obviously the teachings that I got from Ugly and Oliver, and I don't talk to Thatcher, but I've gotten some good feedback from Thatcher a handful of times on some things that I've done, and then obviously I work with Alpha Zoe more, who's a part of the mob now, so like I
Hmm.
get his criticism and feedback a lot too, and
Yeah.
I'm able to pick his brain a lot too because he's been doing it for a cool minute just as much as Titus and Charlie's been doing it. Like they're all in the same scene.
Yep.
Um, they just wrestled at West Coast. All three of them wrestled at West Coast last night. So it's like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be on those levels of work rate, and that's the shit that I can't make up, and that's the shit that's the scene that I want to be a part of. And
All right. Gotcha. And here comes the last one, and this one's called 21 Questions, and these are to pick your brain, dude, and these are quick fire answers, but you can leave a reason why in some of them, and the questions will be appropriate, nothing stupid, fucked up, or gross, anything like that.
lay it on me.
All right. Number one, what was your first job?
Chick-fil-A,
Ooh, nice. All right. Number two, what was your first car?
2001 Toyota Solara.
Dang, I've not heard that in a long time.
Yeah, that's my mom's old car until I blew a head gasket.
Yikes. All right. Number three. What's one trait you find a person repulsing?
Cockiness.
Ooh, fair. All right. Number four. What is your go-to fast food place?
In and out. Had that last night.
Oh, hell yeah. All right. Then that leads me to the next one. Number five. What's your go-to order at In-N-Out?
Yesterday I was pretty ballsy. I got a 4x2. Four patties, two cheeses. Um,
Ooh.
Ideally, if it's just a regular meal, I would do a double double, whole grain onions and an animal style fry, light pink lemonade. Um, but sometimes if I don't want fries and the extra carbs, I'll just get a 4x4 or a 4x2. Sometimes
Oh,
sometimes 4x4 is too much cheese. Like I'm not 16 anymore. I can't eat that much cheese anymore.
no, I can.
Like
Hey,
I did
that's
that. I did that one time. I was like, yeah, I gotta take off some of the cheese now.
yeah. All right. Number six. What was your favorite cartoon as a kid?
Oh, fucking Christ. Oh, oh, why you do this to me? Oh, oh, dude. Okay, I'm gonna name two, and I'll leave it at that. Ed, Ed and
What?
Eddie and Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Oh yeah, oh, man.
I have my blue bag that I carry with me everywhere I go for Foster's,
Oh, blue.
but you will never see me without that. I always had that bag with me.
Dude, that's
But
what's
if I
up.
I'm gonna leave it at those two, just those two.
Okay. Hey, good choices. All right. Number seven. Okay, this is a travel question. What is a country that you wish to travel to that is not wrestling related, just to go as a tourist?
Egypt.
Oh shit,
I
nice
want to
one.
I want to
Okay,
see I want to see the pyramids, man. I don't want to deal with the heat, but I want to see the pyramids.
fair. All right. Okay. Uh, number. Wait, am I an eight?
Yeah, I think
Oh, okay, thanks. All right. Number eight. What is a country that you wish to travel to wrestle at, just to say you did it?
Mexico or Japan.
Okay, nice. All right, number nine. What is one thing you love about your daughter and your son?
Oh, uh, I love a lot of stuff about but just to say that, just to see them happy, just to see
Yeah,
them happy. That's like the
hey, that's
biggest thing. That's the biggest thing I could ever ask for. It's like whether it's something they do on their own or they find out on their own or something that I'm a big part of or just seeing them happy. Like that's and then just being able to talk to them.
hey,
I'm
that's
able
good.
I'm able to talk to them about what's wrong, what's going on, or tell me what they see, or tell me how their day is, even if it doesn't add up sometimes, or it comes off a little odd, or just being able to talk to them and just see them smile.
That's good. And I can tell you're a great father, dude.
I appreciate that. I try.
I know what you're doing. All right, number nine. Hypothetical. If you wrestle a death match, what's the one weapon you're gonna be like, fuck that, I ain't getting that used on me?
Tubes,
Oh my.
what light tubes or whatever. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Okay.
I see a couple with the I see a couple matches with the that one's not a saw, but the weed whackers.
Oh yeah, no way.
I'll take a thumbtack
Gotcha.
spot. I've never done one, but I'll take a thumbtack spot. But anything else, anything with glass. I work with glass, and
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Fair enough. No glass. Got it. All right. All right. All right. Number 10. What was your favorite subject in high school?
Does that have to be an elective?
Yeah.
Like, can it be an elective?
Like what?
I didn't like anything in high school. I didn't like any kid. Ugh, you make me think way too far now. I was actually kind of solid with like not English, like science and stuff. Like, so I'm just gonna say science. Like,
Okay.
it was probably an easier class to take, but I'm not gonna say it was
All
that
right.
easy.
Fair. I will take that. All right.
Some
Number
math
11.
was some math was kind of easy, but like some algebra shit, but I wasn't that advanced. So.
Okay. Fair. All right. Number 11. What is your favorite movie of all time?
The Mask, Jim Carrey.
Oh, nice.
I know that
All
shit by
right.
heart. That's my
Smoking.
all time.
All right. All right. Number 12. This is it. Since you're in California, what is a city in California that you despise the most?
Yuba City,
Ooh, gotcha.
Yuba
All right.
City.
Okay. Number 13. What is your favorite sit-down restaurant?
I'm gonna keep it simple and just say Cheesecake Factory.
Okay.
But we're gonna talk about like diners and stuff, I'm gonna say Denny's.
Okay. Fair.
Keep it simple. I don't have Waffle House out here, so I would if I went to Arizona, I would hit up Waffle House, but can't say
Oh,
I've
I
been.
didn't know they had. I didn't know they had one in Arizona.
That's the closest one. That's the closest one. There's not one in California. There's not one in Vegas. I
Nope.
think there's one in fucking Oregon, but Arizona's the
It's
closest one.
Midwest and the South.
Yeah, I've only hear stories about it, so like I want to go there, but Denny's is the closest thing I can get to that. So, or any other, yeah, obviously Denny's
All
and
right. Okay. Number. Oh God, damn it! I went blank. What
12,
was it?
around
Third.
12, 12 or 13.
Uh, I'll say 12. If I said 12 again, I apologize. I'll just say 12.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Number 12. Okay. If there was a time machine and you can go back in time to your childhood and pick up one thing from your childhood to your current time now, what would it be?
Like an item
Anything.
to give you anything. Oh man. Oh shit. Um, I'm gonna go with something very, very childhood like, and I'm going to say my Power Ranger morphers.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
there's a handful of Power Ranger morphers that I had as a kid from toys, and if I can only have been lectured upon how much they go for now,
Oh my God.
either sold, either sold brand new or messed up. If I would have got lectured upon that, I would have kept all my morphers. And
I got you.
like, there's so many, dude, and I wish I kept them all. So I'm going to say a variety of Power Ranger morphers.
Okay. Fair. All right. Number 13. Who is a wrestler, and you had to pick one that you like to hang with before and after shows?
Damn.
Oh, okay. All right. Number 14. Another one. This time, all out of all the wrestling bookings you got, what's the wrestler that you love hanging with before and after shows that you've been booked on?
Um, it's kind of hard because I travel sometimes either travel by myself or I travel with the different people all different times.
Mhm.
Um, Going forward, you only said just one, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm keep it with the mob.
Okay.
Keep it with my guys, the mob. I was gonna say
All
the
right.
Gator Boys because I travel with them pretty often, but I'm going with the
Fair.
mob.
All right. No worries. Uh. Okay. Number 14. Okay. Now this one you're gonna go like crap. Who is
Crap.
a dream opponent that you wish to wrestle that is currently active, and you have to get one?
A dream match with the wrestler that's currently active. Um, Okada.
Fair.
Okada.
Nice.
That his style alone is a big reason why I'm like so like methodical with my shit and technical.
Yeah.
Even though I have other guys that I study off of and stuff, but if it wasn't about really, if it was all about from working from holds and like just transitions and just cutoffs and being smooth with stuff,
Yeah.
it'd be him. Like,
All right. And hey, the good thing is he's signed with AEW, and a lot of AEW talent gets to go work indies too. So
we'll see. I haven't get to be that far yet. So,
I know.
but that's
I'm just
for
saying.
that is my for sure dream match. I did tell my mom that if I ever wrestled someone like a Will Ospreay or a Zack Sabre Jr., as much as those are like dream level
Mm,
opponents,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like those would be like my ultimate challenges, like my ultimate test challenges and matches, because obviously two different separate
Okay.
style of wrestlers, but just because of how much they do and so much they do,
Yeah.
I feel like I would get lost or I feel like I wouldn't deliver. But just being able to be in the ring with those two, I would say would be like a big challenge for me. I'm not saying Okada wouldn't be, but
Yeah.
Okada would be my dream match. But if I was gonna say two challenges, it would be those two, Osprey and Zack.
All right. No worries. Okay. Number 15. What is your favorite video game of all time?
Oh, why you do this, dog? Oh,
Sorry.
oh, this is so hard. I'm so stuck right now. Oh, dude. Fuck it, I'm gonna say it. Tekken 3.
Wait, wait, what did you say?
Tekken 3.
Oh shit. Okay. I was not expecting
Yeah,
that.
yeah. It's either that or Devil May Cry or some other wrestling game, but we're gonna go with Tekken 3.
Okay. Fair. All right. Number 16. What is a show that you're currently binge watching?
Currently not binge watching anything.
Oh.
I'm not watching any shows right now.
Okay.
I've just been buying tapes and movies and stuff, and just watching those. If I was watching any show, if I was to re-binge a show, it'd be Sons of
Yeah.
Anarchy.
Oh. Okay. Nice. Fair.
I watched that show plenty of times and I never get bored of it. So I would, if I was to re-binge a show, I could re-question your question. It
Yeah.
would be if I could re-binge a show, Sons of
All right. Okay. Number 17.
Anarchy.
Ooh. Okay. Now I know. Uh. Fuck. Oh fuck. I lost it. No. Wait. Now I remember.
We need you.
Okay.
We need you.
Sorry. I'm good. I'm good now. All right. Number 17. What was the last movie you saw in a movie theater?
Sinners.
So, oh wait, is that the one with Michael B. Jordan, right?
Yep.
Oh shit.
I'm
Oh,
not
not
a.
bad.
What's I'm so because I've like even as a fan before I even got into wrestling, I prioritize so much wrestling that I don't make time for shows and movies. And
Yeah.
it's not that there's nothing wrong with it. It's just my attention span. And
No, no, no worries.
like literally the last movie I saw in theaters before Sinners, I swear to God, dude, I think was Godzilla King of Monsters. And that's like
Damn.
years in between. So like it really takes a certain movie for me to care. I didn't want to see Sinners at all, but I went with the girl I was with at the time, and she was like, "Yeah, let's go check this out." And I was like, "All right, I'll go watch it with you." It was actually really good. So,
Oh.
but that was by far the last movie I seen in theaters.
Can I tell you what I saw in my last movie?
The
Scary movie.
the recent one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I went and saw. I was like, yeah, I grew up with scary movie franchise since I was a kid. I ain't fucking missing it. So I
mm,
went as soon as it came out.
did you like it?
It
Good? Was it like kind of
oh,
like
it
the
was
old one?
it was like the old ones, and it pushed so much shit to like how people currently would be like so offended of everything and stuff like that.
I haven't watched it yet, but once I heard that basically, I think the Wayne Bros bought it back or something like that, the franchise of it or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I knew something was kind of coming back to where they were kind of trying to get back the old parody film of shit that they used to do. I know the last one they did was a Scary Movie 5 or something like that. It was
I didn't like it.
I was in high school when it happened, so I was like
Yeah.
I enjoyed some shit of it, but as long as you
Uh,
enjoyed it, I've yet to go out of my way to watch it yet, but as long as you enjoyed it, it's all that matters.
yeah. All right. Number 18. What was your favorite? What was your one favorite wrestling event that you attended?
Oh man, they were all house shows, man. I didn't really get to experience big shows until like after I was an adult and like basically buying my own ticket. Um, I guess just the house shows you would say. I'm just gonna be biased with that. My very first show
Okay.
that I was able to attend, like a big show like on TV, was like No Mercy 2016.
Oh fuck. Okay.
And that was like my first time ever being in like a live show where it was like televised and
Yeah.
streamed or whatever. And I went to the Monday Night Raw right after that, so like that was like I think my first pay-per-view and my first TV show, attending. Um,
Hmm.
but just to answer your question from the childhood, just mainly just shows.
Okay. No worries. That's totally fine.
They're
All
all
right.
at
Dream.
they're all at the Arco Arena too, so
I miss the Arco Arena. I'm a Sacramento Kings fan. I've watched a lot of games there.
yeah. I, yeah, especially when I go back and find matches and events that are actually there, whether they'll be house shows or just Raws and SmackDowns that happen there. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
I wish I knew about that. Or I wish my mom. It was wrestling was more of me and my dad's thing. So it's like, yeah, yes. So,
No worries. All right. Dream more. Number 19. What is a match that you did that you're not proud of?
so, so, I just had a match last night.
Oh, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
I don't want to go into too much detail. Um,
Uh, it,
yeah, I've had a handful of matches where I'm not too proud of. Not so much of like my performance, it's just my opponent
oh,
and
okay.
their philosophy. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I will be biased. I will say I was not fine last night. I had it in Pacheco. Um,
Oh,
um,
I'm sorry to hear that.
it comes with the sport, dude. Like it comes with it, and you either you grow from it or you learn from it. Um,
Yeah.
um, if I was to name one in particular match that I was not proud of, I had these matches for Lucha Libre. Um, Surprisingly, they took place at the same venue, like the same city as the Benicia Library,
Hmm.
and I had to wrestle. They were both three-way matches, and then they both included.
Oh,
They, bo- I don't want to name drop guys. I don't want to come off like that.
yeah. No worries. Not at all.
But yeah, they had to wrestle across this guy that doesn't really have a good rep and just tries to can too much and call too much. And he asks you questions, what do you want to do for the match? And you suggest it. It's like, well, that's great. But then I was thinking, and then he just starts to take over the whole thing. It's
Okay.
just
Fair.
pathetic.
I understand.
So
All right.
I'll leave it up to those
Okay. Yeah, just leave it at that. That's totally fine.
two.
Okay. All right. Okay. This one, I think this might be a good one for you. Number 20. What is a dream family vacation that you would want to do with your kids?
Japan. Definitely Japan. I don't know. I feel like my kids, if it ain't gonna be something overseas like that, um, Vegas seems too, no, Vegas seems too out the way. Not out the way. Too cliche to say. I would
Yeah.
say like New York or Texas.
Okay.
I never been to Texas, so definitely going there for travel or for wrestling, vacation. I would love to. I've been to New
Yeah.
York a couple times as a kid. Um, but obviously I'm so much more older now, so like definitely want to revisit one of those two. But I would say I'd definitely take my kids to either Texas or New York.
Okay, that's a really good one. And hey, I've been in New York 3 times, so I know. All right, last one is I leave that question as same. So, because you said you've been wrestling for 2 years, if you can go back to the day of your very first match and give yourself one piece of advice, knowing everything you know now before debuting, what would you say?
Uh, don't be afraid to move around like you learn in practice. Like, I'm not gonna say like, obviously I would tell myself get your head out of your ass, knock it off kind of type of thing. But
Yeah,
if I can literally go back to December of 2024 and tell myself before he went out, like, because we try to train a lot of style, not a lot of styles, but like we try to step away from like the typical lockup.
yeah,
So like being able to just, how do you say it? Like I'm very chain savvy. I love chain wrestling. I love technical wrestling. But when I watched my
hmm
first match, it's like I had it and then I got stuck and then I got stuck again. So like in those times where I was stuck, I would say like you should have moved around more. You should have done the other chain stuff, regardless if we went through it or not.
yeah.
You're not really supposed to go through chain. But I would say just I literally watched it, dude, and I got frightened. I froze. So
Oh,
just being
okay.
able to not be so frozen and still
Yeah.
move around while you're in control of the moments like that. So um, I would say get your head out of your ass and just don't be afraid to move around.
Okay, that is totally fair. And Jules, these are some really good answers you gave me, and I don't know how you felt if you had a good time with
Oh,
those questions.
I trust me, dude. Like I may be like looking around because I'm just staring at my wall and shit, but like I enjoyed this. I enjoyed your questions. I enjoyed your presence, your time. Uh, I wish we could have got something more established, but like I said, we had life and the regular schedule shit that comes up, so like that's why we kind of halted a
Yeah,
minute. But just glad that I was able to get on board for you, do this for you, and just get everything out and just have fun answering questions and stuff. Like I just had my first actual podcast like brought on as a guest from with this dude named Matt the other week. So like
oh, nice.
it kind of set me up for potentially what podcasts are like because I only see them or I only watch or read them or whatever or hear them.
Yeah,
So actually being able to be a part of like the guest for the show and answer the
yeah,
questions and talk, like I'm comfortable talking. So it's just another eyes and ears and and then attract a different audience too. So that's all I can ask for. And as long as you enjoyed yourself and as long I
oh,
heard you laugh.
definitely.
I heard you laugh, so I love making motherfuckers crack up sometimes. So that's
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
That's all I can ask for, and just good times and yeah, just good times overall, dude. And I enjoyed this whole episode overall. So I just can't thank you enough for inviting me and having a blast. We kind of went over the hour, but
Oh, no, no, you're good. Like, I always try to think about other people's time because everyone's like always busy because it's like it's adult life. Everyone's busy no matter
yeah.
what. But hey, but thank you. I really appreciate it. And like, this is literally like I just barely got into podcasting February.
Hmm.
So far I've had well, you're actually number 19
Hey, that's my
of my
favorite number too.
guests. Nice. Yeah, and then I got a couple of other people who I won't name on air. I'll
Hmm.
tell you off air. But yeah, so far I've even gotten some names that have been like all over the world. They wrestled in GCW or done AEW and or like my first guest is a wrestler that used to wrestle in America. Well, he was from the US, but he now lives in Ukraine wrestling there.
What the heck?
Yeah. Yeah, that one it did take that was my longest interview because in Ukraine because of the cutoffs with the internet and stuff. With
Hmm.
we're not gonna get into politics about it, so yeah.
I can only imagine, but no worries on that one. But yeah, that alone, Ukraine alone just sounds like it'll be kind of like a connection problem.
I know, but I mean, it's but no matter what, I'm happy I had him on, and so that was good for me.
Hell yeah.
So,
As long as you feel good in the end, that's all that matters.
exactly, and you know what? I actually want to bring up I want to bring up because you were like, you freaked out when I asked your favorite cartoons, and you said Ed and Eddie and Billy and Mandy. Oh my god, those Cartoon Network in the 2000s was the shit.
Yep. My son and my daughter are all about those right now. Like they really recite a lot of like Billy and Mandy, Ed and Eddie stuff right now. They got into Foster for a cool minute. But my son, he loves Courage. My son loves Courage the Cowardly
Oh
Dog.
my god,
So
that's my sister's show.
just seeing him like watch this supernatural scary cartoon, I'm like, you have no clue, kid, but I love
I,
it. He's like tuned in with it, and like I wanted to name like some Nickelodeon shows too, like instantly like SpongeBob and Fairly Odd Parents came to head, but I'm like,
Mine for me is Danny Phantom.
see, I love Danny Phantom, but I wasn't on board with it. Like I was so
Oh
into like I'm not saying it wasn't bad. I was just so in tune with all the other cartoons, like
yeah.
um, and then another sleeper one was My Life as a Teenage Robot.
Oh hell yeah.
That's a sleeper one. Like I grew up I for sure watched that show a lot too. Uh, I watched a lot of shit, dude. And but if it wasn't like in the cartoon range, it was more in the anime. I would say Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh's like
Damn.
my favorite. I should have said that because it's technically a
Yeah.
cartoon. But
I mean, true.
but
Like I have a show that I super loved as a kid, but every time I bring it up, they're like, "What is that?" And I'm like, it was even ranked as one of the top 10 cartoons in those years when it came out. It
mhm.
was Code Lyoko.
Yes, fucking air high five me for that. That's such an underrated show.
Yes,
Such an
dude.
underrated show,
Fuck yeah! Finally, someone knows the show.
dude.
Thank you.
Such a
I
great
thought I
show.
was a fucking idiot or
No,
fucking crazy.
I almost didn't get into it because like for some reason I like around 2005 like there's certain cartoon shows like I don't know like they weren't playing Ed, and Eddie and Billy and Mandy anymore like they were getting ready to bring on their newer stuff and I just wasn't on board with the newer stuff but Code Lyoko for sure like I love the concept of like basically like a computer virus kind of like entering like the real world and like affecting stuff and then they have to
Yeah,
go into their server world to stop the whole virus and shit and
stopping
taking up.
Xana, everything. Yeah.
Like I enjoyed it, and
And then crazy thing, I actually popped when I found out they're gonna revive the show. They did. They said it a month ago, and I'm like, no, 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 no. And I had to look it up, and it was for reals. They're gonna revive the show after 20 years, and I'm like, oh.
I can't
I'm
wait,
like, my 9-year-old me was freaking out.
dude. I can't say that I was a like I watched everything from start to finish, but from the episodes that I watched and from when I watched it currently when it was airing live, it was a
Yeah,
great show, great. I'm glad it stepped away differently. It gave like more of the action sense than opposed to like all the silly nonsense comical stuff like cartoons are known for, especially in Cartoon Network. But
yeah.
definitely an underrated show. Definitely doesn't get enough flowers. Um, definitely. Damn, dude, I'm gonna go watch that shit now. Uh,
They have every episode on YouTube now. They have their own YouTube channel.
thank you, thank you for saying that. Now
Just
I know what I'm
don't
gonna do
watch.
after.
Just don't. They made a live action one specifically when they were back in their where they made it in France. It don't watch the live action. It was disappointing. It didn't make sense at all.
I don't think I heard that until now, and I don't think I will.
Yeah, I didn't know about it until like years later. And I'm like, I looked at it in English dub, and I was like, this is not the real Code Lyoko I watched. This sucks. I was thinking that's how French people acted at first, but then I watched real French TV shows and movies when I went to Paris, and I'm like, oh, this is way better then.
Yeah, no,
So yeah.
thank you for saying that because no, Code Lyoko was for sure a great fucking show when like basically the Cartoon Network was like I'm not gonna say it was dying, but for sure not didn't have the same stride like because that shit came around like the time like Camp Lazlo was kind of like popping off and like other shows like that too.
And
So
then like my gym partner's a monkey.
Like I'm not saying those weren't bad cartoons, but like it wasn't the same feel when like
Yeah.
Ed and Eddie was fucking Billy and Mandy and Courage and Kids Next Door.
Flapjack, Chowder.
Yeah, I think Chowder was like the only like good one that came out from that end of that. But everything else, not saying like I said, it wasn't bad, but for sure didn't have that same tier level of like where it
Yeah,
was
what
at
it was
popularity.
back then.
Yeah,
So I know what you.
Jim Partner Monkey was definitely a funny one too.
Yeah, I think the only time I got into still watching Cartoon Network was watching regular show. That's it.
Yeah, the thing by then and like when regular show and what was it, Adventure Time came off, like I think that's when I was kind of like tuned out. I'm not saying there was anything wrong with it, but it didn't captivate me.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So like,
Like
yeah, but
it's funny because like I had a bunch of friends that were all about Adventure Time, and I'm like,
I wasn't watching Adventure Time. I watched regular show, and then when I finally had you react to Lyoko, I was the only one that watched it. Everyone thought I was just a moron or an idiot. Like, what are you talking about?
no, I'm an idiot too, so I don't care. Fucking do it together, bro. Uh,
Yeah,
no,
nah, but
I almost didn't like it at first, but then like once I understood the concept of it, I was like, oh,
yeah, and I
yeah,
and I was surprised. And then I found out when I was able to like be a little older, I was like, oh fuck, this wasn't an American show; it's a French show. And that was when
yeah.
like so many, yeah, there's like I didn't realize like when growing up as a kid, there were so many international cartoons coming in that were more popular because Code Lyoko France, um, fuck, it was on Disney for a little bit. Koala Brothers from Australia, um, fuck, Max and Ruby. I heard it was from England.
That makes sense. That
Yeah,
makes
and
sense.
then fuck, there was another one. Jesus Christ, what was it? Oh, The Wiggles, Australia as well. And oh my god,
God, I'm old. God, I'm getting old. I'm seeing the Wiggles.
dude. Dude, I just turned 30 last week. I feel old now.
When I say certain shit in hindsight like that, but when I for sure remember seeing the Wiggles when I was like at least like 3 or 4 years old. I was like,
Do you remember the old Bionicles?
mm-hmm,
Oh my
mm-hmm.
god. I forget. They made it into a movie series and I was like, damn.
Yeah, they made a whole movie series. They made a little TV show off of it. They had a video game off of it.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, when Bionic was really kicked off, that was like a perfect like mold for like another generation of like building Legos.
Yeah, I didn't even get those a lot. I would always get the old Transformers, the Armada series, Energon, Cybertron series ones.
Armada
And
series,
then
I love.
once yeah, that was awesome. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. I say it to every guest that are like close to my age. I felt like we had the best generation for shows, movies, games, toys, almost
Mm-hmm.
everything.
Oh yeah, like take that shit for granted, dude. I yeah, like from movies to music to
Yeah,
obviously
music.
video games especially. Like I'm not saying like gaming now, it's just not the same. Like I I don't even have a current gen console. Like I still have a
Oh,
PS4, but I don't play it. Like I rather go plug in my 64 or go plug in my PS1 or my PS2.
oh, nice.
Like I have a PSP still, and I've been able to put like certain games on there,
Yeah,
and it's cool that like as much as I can play my games on there too.
yeah.
I put kids games on there. Like I put the Disney games and like Despicable Me on there, so my kids can play
Oh,
because
okay.
like they really like that's the shit that they watch right now. So it's like I
Yeah,
want them to kind of understand like how gaming is because they're all about tablets and taps screen stuff. So I'm like
dude,
not the same.
dude. I'll say this right now. I work in an elementary school. Those kids make me feel old when I bring up Game Boys or Wii's. They're like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, you guys! Why have your parents not taught you?"
Yeah, my daughter she's gotten a feel for playing like the PS2, but like she doesn't understand like hand-eye coordination. Like she knows what buttons to press and move around in, but like to
Yeah,
say she does it fluently without having to like struggle. Like she's still learning with it. But
Yeah,
But definitely like the old school style, like controller to hand and eye. It was like
yeah.
it's not there
And,
anymore.
and then, oh my God, this still gets me. So we had a yard duty, but she doesn't work there no more. She's a nurse now. Not gonna mention her name. She would always play like the music during lunches. For some reason, the fifth grade kids would sing to a Keisha Cole song, and I'm like, you guys did not even exist when she was that big.
That's funny. Keisha
I'm like,
Cole too, of all names.
yo, we're not alive yet.
That's funny.
That's wild. No, but yeah, but anyway, Jill, sorry if I am taking any time out anything like that.
Don't
I
apologize,
just
please. Don't apologize. All good,
uh,
man.
no worries. I was good. Oh yeah, I always ask before signing off, like, do you want to hit up your socials or how people can get in touch with you, look at your
Sure,
stuff, or book you?
sure. So ladies and gents, if you are paying attention to the end of this podcast, um, please follow me. You don't have to, but if you do, I am available on social media such as Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. Facebook is Julz Rules. Instagram and YouTube is Julz Rules 19. Um, please follow the Ugly Dojo on all our social medias and platforms like Facebook, Instagram as well. That
Nice.
is my home promotion, so that's why I recommend that. We want to get our eyes and ears on popping as much as off as we could. We have a very busy month for August. We have at least 5 shows this month from the Ugly Dojo itself. So
Ooh,
we have a couple in West Sacramento, Arbuckle, downtown Sacramento. And if you guys are listening in from the area or anywhere from the NorCal area, if you want to check us out, please feel free. Please follow us on all the social medias. Um, it is I don't know if you're aware, but I am the Sac Metro champion for the Ugly Dojo. So um, it is just my goal personally and professionally to really make the Ugly Dojo be the promotion in NorCal, if not one of the promotions in NorCal. We're aware of the machine and all the other promotions that are on top, so it's just up to us to get us there with the quality of professional wrestling that we want to put out. Um, it's just our goal to be the best and prove that we are here to take over the scene of wrestling. Um, that's pretty much all I can say. Like I said, we have 5 shows this month, so it's 2 in West Sacramento, 1 in downtown
nice.
Sacramento, one a new spot in Arbuckle. So it's as much as it's a busy month for us and for myself. Um, please check us out. Please give us your follows, your comments, all the forms of interactions on social medias is what we all want and need. So um, that's all I can really say, my friend.
Hey, nice. And well, to everyone listening, there you have it for Jules. And yeah, you want to book this guy or get him to a new state or country, you know where to find him.
Yeah, and then once that happens, you guys can finally realize why Jules is the man who rules.
Exactly. And says so right here.
Looks good on you, bro. Looks fucking great on you. I love it.
I appreciate it. Honestly, when I saw you wore it out during the show, I was like, that's a sick shirt. It looks 2000s to me, so I gotta get one.
Trust me, as much as I am a t-shirt guy and a big vintage collector, like I could have easily put that image on any other shirt,
Yeah.
but the goal for that one alone and those shirts that I still have, it's more of like if you're aware, it's a pretty thick shirt. It's a pretty sturdy. It's a
Yeah.
pretty
I
sturdy.
noticed you were right. It really is a baggy XL.
So it's I really want my stuff to last. So it wasn't
Oh,
just so
nice.
much about putting an image out on a shirt. It
Yeah.
was more about like I really want this shirt to last a bunch of washes. I want this to really last 20 or so years because I have shirts that are 20 plus years old and still look as if they were kind of brand new. So I
Yeah.
really want my quality of shirts. I'm not saying a cheaper shirt would have done it, but it could
No,
have.
not at all.
But I for sure wanted something that I feel like will last years upon years upon years. So
Yeah.
thank you for rocking it and purchasing it, bro. I hope it lasts a while.
Oh,
Um,
definitely.
but I'll let you take over from here, my friend.
All right. Uh, Before I do my outro, Jules, just hang tight after recording, okay?
Okay.
All right. So to everyone watching, thank you for watching the podcast. This is your host Franco Maldonado of Wrestle Craze United, and also want to give a big thanks to Julz Rafael over here. And if you guys want to follow all my updates on what guests are going to come on my show, I have my Instagram at Wrestle Craze United _podcast on Instagram. That is my only social media platform I have. And then all my interviews will be posted on my YouTube channel, Wrestle Craze United Podcast. Make sure you give the interviews like a like and also subscribe to my channel. And again, thanks to Julz right here. Who rules? Julz rules. This is Franco Maldonado. Sorry, choked on it. Start
It's all
over.
good.
This is Franco Maldonado saying later and peace out.